Your child, because of the executive deficit, is going to need to be made more accountable to others. We've already talked about a lot of this, but let's just go back over it in more specifics. First, you need to be much more consistent with your rules and consequences in raising this child than normal parents need to be. And that's not because you're going to engineer the ADHD out of the child. It's because you're going to make this child less disabled from their ADHD by doing that. ADHD is not information deficit disorder, so kindly shut up. Act, don't yak. The more you blather, the more you natter, the more you nag, the less influence you have. So stop thinking that one more sentence will be enough to tip the scales in favor of obedience. It isn't, right? If I can just say it one more time, I know he'll listen. So on the 20th time, there you are, fingers crossed behind your back. Okay. So say it once, then back it up. What these kids listen to more than anything are the immediate consequences, not the nattering, not the nagging, not the moral essays on why you should clean up your room to avoid meningitis. Now, with ADHD children, you've got to get their attention. One of the easiest ways to do it, and also an affectionate way, is to touch them. So I want you to put your hand on their arm, on their hand, or around their shoulder. When you talk to them, I want you to look in their eye, and with that Clint Eastwood look, I want you to keep it short and sweet. What do you want done? What are you trying to say? Or is this positive feedback? Is this approval? Is this recognition? Is this praise? But touch, then talk. Keep it short, keep it sweet, get to the point, and then back it up. All right, if you're a parent with an ADHD child, you better be setting a timer to go off every few minutes and check on where that child is. This is to avoid accidental injury. It is also to catch problems before they occur in order to be a proactive parent. And I'll show you what we call the transition plan in a moment. I want you to increase the frequency of consequences for this child. Your child needs much more external consequences than other people. So there's no need to apologize for it. You're not going to turn them into some little materialistic kid, because he already is anyway. Okay. Okay, here's one. He's got a short attention span. Duh, break the work into small pieces. Stop trying to torture his attention span to become longer than it possibly could ever be. So remember the 30% rule. Reduce the age by 30%. That's his attention span. I have to cut the work into that short a period. So instead of 30 problems all at once, you get 5. Then you do them, bring them up to me. I will take a pair of scissors and snip off the next 5 math problems and give them back to you. This is how you're going to take exams. This is how you're going to do your work. Small chunks, frequent breaks. Not one chunk all at once. By the way, that is better than giving extra time on an exam even to a college student. Extra time on an exam to someone with no sense of time is a dumb idea. You stole that from the learning disabilities because you didn't know what the heck else to ask for. So I guess we'll just ask for extra time. Well, extra time to somebody with this disorder is the definition of hell. You want to know why? Because if you have no sense of time, I want you to remember back to when you were 5 and it was the week before Christmas. What did that feel like, huh? Like molasses, this slow moving. Well, that's what it feels like to somebody with ADHD, and you just gave them an extra hour. Oh, great. They're up, they're out the door before you even know it. I love this extra time recommendation because it's so stupid, right? What you should be doing is called time off the clock. You get a stopwatch. On that stopwatch is going to be the length of time everybody else gets. Start the watch, and any time you like, you can stop it. Stand up, stretch, take a break, ask me a question, come back, start the watch. You will only get the same hour as everybody else, but you get to break it up as often as you like. Will this take extra time? Of course, but that is merely a byproduct of the strategy. Whereas telling somebody they have extra time is not a strategy. This is being done throughout the entire state of Indiana by the Educational Testing Service to prove that it is a more compelling accommodation for taking multiple choice time tests than is the old extra time, which we already know is going to fail anyway. Break the work into pieces. More frequent breaks, the work will get done. You are going to have to use external timers. We've already talked about that.